Hello everybody. Today I want to talk about the different types of strokes there are in drumming. There's four basics, and with the intelligent combination of these you can do just about anything and make it a little bit easier to make dynamics work and to make your playing as musical as possible. So here we are with our sticks and our handy dandy little Remo pad. So taps are very small strokes. You got about an inch or two off the drum head, and you just simply start 2 inches off the drum head, lightly tap the drum head, and come right back to about 2 inches off the drum head. And these strokes are going to be very quiet because you don't have enough room to really bang them out. Now, opposed to that, we have what I call, or what most people call, full strokes. Now let's call this, I don't know, maybe 8 inches. And when you do a full stroke, you're going to start about 8 inches off the pad. You're going to go all the way down and come all the way back up. Very simple. And these are going to be louder because you've got more distance. Generally speaking, more distance equals more volume. Now the tricky ones are when you start in the tap position and you end in the full stroke position. So these are called upstrokes. Essentially you're going to start low, tap it and pull it way up. So this is, you're trying to get way off the head. So you're going to start low, tap it and pull it up. So it's essentially like the end of the drumsticks are made of flubber, if anybody's ever seen that movie. So you're going to start low, and you're going to let that thing bounce way more than it would normally bounce. You're going to pull that drumstick right out of the head, and you're going to get right back to the top position. So upstrokes look like this if you do them all by themselves. Then you have to reset, and do that again. That's it. Then the opposite of that is when you start really high and you end really low. So this, it's the opposite. Instead of flubber on the drumsticks, you got to pretend there's lead there. So you're not going to let that bounce go all the way through. So you're going to start high and low. Reset. Start high and low and then reset. So there's the four different types of strokes. You've got downstrokes, you've got upstrokes, you've got full strokes, and you've got taps. Now if you combine these things, that's how to play accents. So very simple: down tap, up tap, down tap, up tap, down tap, up tap. Left hand version of that. Down tap, up tap, down tap, up tap, down tap, up tap, down tap, up tap, down tap, up tap. That's it. If you want to play paradiddles, it's down, up, tap, tap. And the sticking pattern is right, left, right, right. And that looks something like this. So now let me try and do that while I'm actually saying it. So if you're going to do paradiddles, it's a downstroke, an upstroke, and then two taps. And because it's right, left, and because it's right, left, right, right, you've got to pay attention to all this stuff. So I'm just going to say out loud the type of strokes that I'm doing, not the rights or the lefts. So it's down, up, tap, tap, 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 down, up, tap, tap. That's it. That's a paradiddle. Same thing. right, left, 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 left, right, left. Now when I'm doing these, I always over-exaggerate the motions. I've never actually played paradiddles with this much range of motion. When I play them, it's more like this. When I'm practicing, I try to get as much motion out of my hands as possible. And you'll notice in this, I'm not using a lot of finger technique or anything. I'm trying to get as much work out of my wrists as I can. In particular for young drummers, you're trying to develop the muscles in your forearm and all the little tiny muscles in your wrist. If you only work on, this is not the right height for this, if you only work on finger technique when you're a beginning drummer, you're not going to have the muscles that you need in your forearm long term. So when I'm working with young students, I always try to get everybody to do full strokes every single time. Be really quiet with those taps. It's all about control. If you combine upstrokes, downstrokes, tap strokes, and full strokes with the intelligent use of sticking, you can come up with the best way to play any accented pattern. And your hands are always going to be ready. The nice thing about it is your hands are always where they need to be. It makes me laugh. A lot of times I see people start like this and they have to play an accent and they do this. Well, doesn't it make more sense to start here in the beginning? Because then all you got to do, you let gravity take over. You're not wasting motion. So the thing I like about the intelligent use of upstrokes, downstrokes, taps, and full strokes is that your economy of motion is maximized. You're not making yourself tired for absolutely no reason. Now it doesn't seem like that much to do this. We'll do that again. If you got to play loud on the first thing, if you go, it's not that much. But if you do that hundreds of times a night and multiply that if you're a really serious musician and you're doing this night after night after night, that's a lot of wasted motion that you don't need to do. Who's the better drummer? The guy that does this, or the guy that does this? They both played technically a paradiddle. One was much better than the other. Let's do that very slow. Even slower, down, up, tap, tap, 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 down, up, tap, tap. And that's how I teach everybody how to play a paradiddle. I hope this helps you guys. Good luck. Have fun with it. Bye.